Full disclosure, the voice you are listening to now is artificially generated, brought to you by satisphonic.com. See the link in the description for more details. People who don't drink alcohol. Why? 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with liver failure from drinking too much. Stopped drinking and now no longer qualify for a transplant because you're no longer ill enough to require a new organ. How I did it? Stopped drinking, started following liver specialist directions, recovered from jaundice that was so bad I was orange, lived in pandemic conditions a full year before the pandemic went bankrupt from hospital bills. Waited 18 months to find out I'm also anemic because blood cells are dying, too quickly supplemented with lots iron, drank only filtered water and started walking after 2 years of no energy. Started medical cannabis and seropasses, a scar reduction, enzyme. Increased steps per day from 150 to 15 steps gradually. Daily goal is only 7 now. Feeling better than in the past 10 years. Also stopped smoking cigs over a decade ago. Grew up a nerd, so didn't touch the stuff when I was young. When I was old enough to drink, I was old enough to see how many alcoholics were in my family. Finally, every doctor I've ever told I don't drink has replied, good. Not a doctor, but good. Premium, ringulum. There is no better feeling than telling a doctor you don't drink. So many health issues come from alcohol use, and being able to just check no on all the questions about it feels so nice. Liver. I hardly know, there is no better feeling than telling a doctor you don't drink. So many health issues come from alcohol use, and being able to just check no on all the questions about it feels so nice. Hard liquor every night, started to see dependence setting in and stopped enjoying it, and started to interfere with work. Final straw was when I went to the hospital for severe withdrawal symptoms. I'm about 3 weeks in, not a drop, going to rehab for a month in a couple days for a month. Wish me blessings. I'm in the same boat. I've been tapering for about 8 days now, was doing a pint a night plus anywhere from 6-12 beers a night as well. Woke up with breathing issues, manually gasping for air, heart palpitations, awful anxiety, shaky hands until I could fix it instantly in the morning, with 1 shot and 2 beers, and continue that through the day. The withdrawal has been a process, but I'm down to 2, 3 beers and about 1, 2 shots now as of last night and tonight. Keep on keeping on, my friend. Long family history of people dealing and failing to control their alcohol addiction. So the best way to make sure this won't happen to me is to avoid it as much as possible. Same. My father's side, father included, are alcoholics. And with my depression, it's just not a good idea. We have a family history of people self-medicating for and depression with drugs and alcohol. You talking to me. Father's side as well. I've been sober for just over 3 years, but my entire 20s were hell on earth. Dad has the propensity to be an alcoholic, and uncle is an alcoholic, and uncle is an alcoholic. I never met their brother, my uncle, because he committed suicide around 18. Never met my grandfather because he committed suicide at 42. I barely got out of my 20s alive. Yep, add my name to this pile. My dad struggled with drug and alcohol addiction. Imagine being picked up from school and your friends see your dad have to breathe into a tube to start his car, and my mum abused her due to alcohol. I have zero interest in the stuff. Same here, forever sober from alcohol. I do toke though, but responsibly, and it's on medical recipe for a broken spine. I'd rather be around a stoner than an alcoholic any day. Cause I'm sober for 20 years. Edit. Wow guys, thanks for all the love. I'm pulling for every one of you. It's such a different life. It's a cool place to be at 56 years old. Thank you all. I'm a couple days shy of a month off of booze. I'm really only California sober, but I start smoking weed does not make me even 5% as useless as drinking. Also finally started the nicotine patch productive summer lol edit. Thank you to everyone that sent well wishes. Today was day 30. I'm trying not to really make it a thing in my personal life, and I've only mentioned it to a handful of friends, so it's nice to hear others' experiences and give kind thought. Don't let anyone shame you for California sober. Any steps are good steps towards sobriety getting clean. You rock for this, keep it up. I'm a 47-year-old alcoholic with 4 years sobriety. People normalize drinking way too much. Congrats, I have 5 months, 6 months on the 11th, God willing. People like you are an inspiration. I'm always scared to not feel well, and I don't like the feeling of not being able to control my thoughts very clearly. Yes, same. Hate being out of control. Yes, the idea of acting a fool because I'm under the influence sounds awful to me. It's the exact opposite for me, and probably some number of other alcoholics too. I have crippling social anxiety that makes me panic anytime I'm around people I don't know. When I drink, all the anxiety goes away and I can function normally in social situations. I'm friendly and funny and happy and outgoing when I'm drunk, and most of all, not afraid to be social. None of those things are true when I'm sober. When I'm sober, I can't bear to leave the house or have social interactions with anyone. It's quite sad, really, because I know that being drunk 24/7 is killing me, but it's the only way I can function normally. The saddest part is I'd like to date someday, but there's no way I could do it without being drunk. Alcohol is like a medicine that slowly kills you. It sucks. A member of Alcoholics Anonymous once sent columnist Ann Landers the following: "We drank for happiness and became unhappy. We drank for joy and became miserable. We drank for sociability and became argumentative. We drank for sophistication and became obnoxious. We drank for friendship and made enemies. We drank for sleep and awakened without rest. We drank for strength and felt weak. We drank medicinally and acquired health problems. We drank for relaxation and got the shakes. We drank for bravery and became afraid. We drank for confidence and became doubtful. We drank to make conversation easier and slurred our speech. We drank to feel heavenly and ended up feeling like hell. We drank to forget and were forever haunted. We drank for freedom and became slaves. We drank to erase problems and saw them multiply. We drank to cope with life and invited death. Bits and pieces. May 1990, p. 18. I'm such an anxious person that the thought of not being fully in control of myself and my thoughts is terrifying. Because I'm allergic. Break out in handcuffs, misdemeanors and felonies. Yeah, no. Edit. Thank you for all the responses. They were great, and I did not expect it to blow up. In all seriousness, I've lived that life, and let me just say that it's not a life worth living. At 20 years old and 3 Deweys, life questioned me, to which I had no answer. On May 13th, 2011, I decided to break the vicious cycle of alcoholism that has cursed my family for generations and has taken so many of their lives. I thank God every day that my daughters have no earthly idea what it's like to grow up in a house with an alcoholic. Sobriety is the strength of the soul, for it preserves its reason unclouded by passion. Pythagoras. I used to. Now, I don't like the way it makes me feel. My kidneys hurt afterward. Because addict. Any substances spiral real quick into all of them at once, and my life in the bin one. I don't like anything about it. Tastes awful. Hate the feeling of being buzzed drunk. Despise hangovers. Tastes awful. I've had people telling me since I was first old enough to drink, "Have you tried? You tried? You can't even taste the alcohol." And let me tell you, every single time, I can taste nothing but the alcohol. All I've ever tasted, regardless of the drink, is the way rubbing alcohol smells, and I will never understand how people can like it. That said, I recently tried a beer that at least had a nice pineapple taste, buried deep under the intense aroma of pure hop. Every single time, I can taste nothing but the alcohol. Same. My friends and family are always like, "Well, people don't like the taste. Then why the fuck do you drink it then?" I find drunk people ridiculously annoying. The longer you're sober, the more apparent this becomes. Also people who say, "I'm actually smarter when I'm drunk." No, you're not. I'm quiet, and I hate people who always tell me I need to go have some drinks to loosen up. Heck, I even deny laughing gas at the dentist because I just hate that loopy buzzed feeling. Wastes money, causes headaches and beer belly, makes people unsafe drivers. I've seen how it ruined my boyfriend's life before he died. Emphasis on the beer belly. I've noticed how many of my friends from college have ballooned in size, and the number one cause I can deduce is alcohol beer consumption. I read somewhere that sedentary living and advancing in age while maintaining a teenager's diet is more to blame than beer for the sloppy physique that so many of us develop. I'm going to go ahead and blame the beer, though. Keeps things simple. I represent a subset of, but I was taking in probably 1,500, 2,000 of calories a day in beer. You can guess the amount if you want. Weight just melts off when I quit drinking, whittle 20 beeps over 2 months every time. Brings me down to solidly normal weight from my otherwise barely overweight by. It's honestly shocking. Simply not interested. I'm already mentally and physically disoriented. 247. Don't want to experience it even more. But it was meddling with my medication. Why would I drink? Basically, my response when someone asks me why I don't love, because I don't feel like it. I have done this before. Makes me a little sad when they start listing reasons for why I should low. I think it's kinda weird that the default is yes to drinking. People can get real inquisitive and jump to bizarre conclusions when you tell them you don't drink. This is the power of tradition. Alcohol is objectively bad for you, but it's also been accepted for thousands of years. It's seen as part of who we are to a certain extent. So many things these days cause cancer. So many things these days cause cancer, yet you want to chuck the thing that is probably top 5 in causes. Tradition has the power to make things that shouldn't be normal seem completely normal. Right, it makes more sense to ask why do they drink? Asking why could uncover harsh truths that would require facing head-on. This is exactly what the naked mind is about. Alcohol in itself is literal poison. Most people will hit you with because it's enjoyable. Why they enjoy it will definitely differ. However, I always say, why reach for what's already in my hand? Socializing with friends, playing video games with said friends, a date, a romantic dinner with you also. I enjoy all these things immensely. I've never felt like I need to enhance them or use a substance to make them fun. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. If it does enhance it for you, and you do the enhancing responsibly, good for you. If you find you need alcohol to enjoy these activities or cope, maybe it demands some more introspection and self-work. Just because it's normal doesn't mean it shouldn't also be questioned as to why you yourself may drink alcohol. Because I don't want to, and that's the only reason I need. People who don't play football, why? You don't dance Macarena in the shower? Please explain. Why aren't you eating sushi right now? So many people who drink don't understand why someone would choose not to. Because I like my liver. Because it's poison. It's called intoxication for a reason. Hangovers aren't worth it at all, and my nerves get really sensitive whenever I drink. Alcohol is the only drug. If you don't partake, people think there is something wrong with you. Your body rejects alcohol. It hates it. I realize the cheeky answer from the Brewsters would be, well, mine doesn't. Not true. It does. Not only is alcohol literally poison, it can strip your body of valuable nutrients and has a great effect on the carns. With all of that said, have I drank? Yes, probably more than a small village. But I can't say every bad decision I have ever made I was intoxicated. One day I just decided to stop. Best decision I have ever made. My wife still drinks, but I have zero desire based on my past experience. If I even have a tiny sip anymore, I feel a bit ill. Not for me. Anxiety. I can get depressed enough without drinking alcohol. No need to exacerbate matters. Tastes gross, is expensive, makes you feel like shit, and is extremely bad for you. The better question is, why does anyone drink it? Tastes horrible. Right, shit's nasty. And whenever I say that, oh, you just haven't had the right mixed drink. You can't even taste the alcohol if done right. Bitch, you can both smell and taste it still.